New lounges, sold-out restaurants, and the grand return of giant candy bars. You need to try out these Disneyland restaurants during your 2025 visit to avoid missing out on the good stuff that the locals are always bragging about. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. So making Disneyland videos always leaves me with this feeling of needing to go back to Disneyland pronto because so much of the food and drinks and snacks here are just so good and memorable. So I'm gonna give you the top Disneyland restaurant picks for 2025, but keep watching throughout this video because Bria and I are also gonna award 3 ribbons out. So that's 6 ribbons total to our personal all-time favorite Disneyland options, just in case you wanna know which restaurants and snack stands specifically we'd put above all the rest, even amongst a sea of really, really good choices. All right, we're starting out with what's new. Disneyland has been very busy lately on the restaurant scene, so get ready for a lot of fresh dining choices coming your way. For the record, we're holding off on awarding any ribbons for now with these newbies, just because we need to spend a little more time with them before deeming any particular one as an all-time personal favorite. But I don't know, I'm kind of already partial to Din Tai Fung and Porto's, just saying. Now, let's start off this list with the restaurant we're probably most excited to see open up over in downtown Disney this year. Yep. Din Tai Fung, I just mentioned it. It's really good. Anyway, little backstory for you. This originally opened in Taipei, Taiwan. According to the restaurant's website, the originator of this restaurant immigrated to Taiwan and opened a shop selling cooking oil. He named the shop Din Tai Fung, where he and his wife also sold handmade dumplings in their shop, called Xiaolong Bao. These dumplings became so popular that Mr. Yang phased out his oil business, and Din Tai Fung became a full-service restaurant. Now we get to enjoy this international restaurant chain over in Disneyland too. This sit-down meal is served family style, meaning the all-you-care-to-enjoy items are brought directly to your table. Items that you'll be able to share among your group include various soups, many different flavors of dumplings and buns, wontons, noodles, and fried rice dishes, and even dessert dumplings filled with chocolate, red bean paste, or sweet taro. Downtown Disney also introduced Paseo and Centrico to the shopping district in 2024. Paseo is the upstairs dining room open for dinner as well as brunch on the weekends, and Centrico offers a courtyard bar and restaurant for lunch and dinner. Paseo and Centrico have taken over the space where Catal and Uva Bar used to be, but they'll still be run and operated by Patina Restaurant Group, just like the old restaurants were. Both sections of this restaurant concept feature menus with high-end Mexican cuisine created by Michelin-starred chef Carlos Gaitan. If you're looking for tacos, burritos, quesadillas, or nachos on the go, the Tiendita window provides a quick service component for these new eateries as well. Just keep in mind that there is no seating as part of Tiendita, so you'll have to search out a space to chow down elsewhere in downtown Disney. Next, coming soon to a downtown Disney near you, Porto's Bakery and Cafe is slated to open inside the shopping district in 2025, replacing the former La Brea Bakery. While we don't know the exact opening day yet, we do have a good idea of what's going to be served here, since the Porto's chain is already well known as a Southern California favorite, thanks to its signature pastries and savory Cuban food. Disney's also mentioned that we'll be able to pick up Porto's signature cheese rolls, potato balls, and other fan favorite goodies. But the very cool thing about this new Porto's is that it'll be the first ever Porto's Bakery with a sit-down table service and full bar. Even the concept art of this place is blowing us away. We'll let you know just as soon as we catch a whiff of Porto's official opening date via our free DFB newsletter. All right, let's transition from downtown Disney to the Disneyland resorts through the power of editorial magic. Presto! Look, we're at the Disneyland Hotel. How cool is that? So Disneyland Hotel opened up a brand new lounge just recently that we can't get over. It's called the Broken Spell Lounge. Broken Spell is inspired by the Sleeping Beauty film and is typically open from 4 p.m. to midnight daily. So technically this lounge has been around for a while, since it was actually the lounge for Disneyland Hotel's former Steakhouse 55 before the restaurant permanently closed in 2021. Then Disney revamped and reopened the lounge part of this restaurant last year, briefly calling it the Lobby Lounge before giving it its more permanent Broken Spell title, which feels way more enchanting. On the menu, you'll find a large selection of wine, beer, specialty cocktails, flights, and an assortment of bites to go along with them, like the chicken wings and truffle fries, Wagyu cheeseburgers, even a charcuterie pizza. Now, this place is a little pricey. You're going to be kind of surprised by how much it's going to cost you, but it is quite good food. It kind of always has been. They've always done a good job here, but heads up on that. And over at the new Disneyland DVC Tower called the Villas, which I guess Disneyland decided was a creative enough name, you can find another newish lounge area called the Palm Breeze Breeze Bar. This outdoor bar features modern decor inspired by the imaginative artistry of Disney legend Mary Blair, aka the creative spirit behind It's a Small World. At Palm Breeze Bar, you can order plenty of shareable options and sandwiches and artisanal personal pizzas, including cheese fry poutine, avocado and lime hummus dip, and ahi tuna tataki. And what could possibly be the most adorable beignet presentation ever, since these little dudes are served with chocolate, passion fruit, and mixed berry dipping sauces, which are presented in these cute shortbread Mickey-shaped cups. Best surprise ever. At the start of 2024, Paradise Pier Hotel made its final transition into Pixar Place Hotel, and with that new transition brought new places to eat like Great Maple. Great Maple is a table service chain restaurant, and it's located on the first floor of the hotel, and it serves Southern California-based modern American foods. So what is that exactly? Well, expect to find items like buttermilk fried chicken and maple bacon donuts, Cajun shrimp and cheddar biscuit Benedict, and the soda pop braised baby back ribs. You can also indulge in the full bar, which serves various wines and beers and cocktails. But what about the parks? Are there any new restaurants we can find in the parks? Well, yes, kind of. You know how Critter Country switched over to Bayou Country when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opened on November 15th? So Hungry Bear Restaurant pulled a similar switcheroo and became Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree instead. This still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, since the retheme literally pays tribute to the Country Bears, and Magic Kingdom is the park that had the whole Country Bear musical Jamboree makeover, while Disneyland doesn't even have a Country Bears show anymore, but no one asked me. Now regardless, Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree is here, and it's got a new menu of barbecue entrees as well as a few other new sweet and savory additions to go along with all that meat, like the plant-based corn ribs, beer battered fries, funnel cake fries, and get ready for this one, a sparkling strawberry pickle lemonade. I did not stutter. This one's got pickle juice and a pickle spear in it. But when our Disneyland reporter David took one for the team and taste tested this one for us, he said that while he was expecting the worst from this combo, it actually turned out to be a sweet, refreshing, and tangy drink with a slight pickle aftertaste. Tiana's Palace over in New Orleans Square isn't the newest restaurant on today's list or anything, but considering it's only been around since 2023 and it opened to keep up with the new Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride, I figure it still deserves a quick mention. Tiana's Palace is a quick service restaurant. It replaced French Market that serves comforting southern dishes like gumbo and po' boys and muffaletta sandwiches and Gulf shrimp and grits. Now the house-filled beignets here are made with a lemon icebox pie filling and topped off with a lemon glaze. And in honor of Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening over on the West Coast, Tiana's Palace recently debuted some brand new items on their menu, like the catfish po' boy, the jambalaya, and the strawberry pie beignets. While Tiana's Palace did replace the former French Market restaurant, she didn't touch the classic mint julep bar attached to the building, so you can still come to that window to order Disneyland's famous mint juleps or more classic Mickey Mouse beignet bags, if you're not a fan of the fruit-filled ones. So what could you be forgetting about? Well, some Disneyland treats and eats garner way more attention than others, but in the midst of your churro and chimichanga dining frenzy, don't forget about the hidden gems along the way. I'm gonna reward my first personal choice ribbon to one of these underrated restaurants right now, Carnation Cafe in Disneyland Park. So Carnation deserves to be the first award winner of our video today because it not only has so many timeless classics featured on the menu, like Walt's favorite chili recipe and braised short ribs for lunch and dinner, as well as giant buttermilk pancakes for breakfast, but this place is loaded with history. Carnation Cafe has been around since Disneyland first opened back in 1955. Originally, it opened as an ice cream parlor, but later changed to a table service restaurant. Something I've just always loved about this place is how it never fails to remind you why you fell in love with Disney in the first place. So often we get caught up in price hikes and renovations and things taken away that are straight from our childhoods. But in Carnation Cafe, it's like taking a step back in time. It's simple here, a true reflection of Main Street USA. And you can find pictures of Walt Disney himself hanging on the wall, showing him spending time in a park he cared so deeply about. That really brings you back to the heart of it all. But it's not just the food and the nostalgia that'll hit you right in the feels. It's the people here too. Every day I miss Chef Oscar Martinez, who dedicated over 60 years to working at Disneyland and half a decade working at Carnation Cafe specifically. That's how passionate he was about this place, and I loved seeing him when I went to Carnation Cafe. Now, Chef Oscar retired on September 27th, 2017, but I do miss seeing him roam around the dining room chatting with other guests. So, Carnation Cafe, bring me a bowl of baked potato soup because I am ready to visit you all the time. Now, how do I follow that? Well, I will try my best by taking you over to Stage Door Cafe next. Something that's so not under the radar at Disneyland Park are those hand-dipped corn dogs that locals and out-of-town guests just absolutely adore. And people love to pick up this classic savory snack, most frequently over at the Little Red Wagon, which is at the tail end of Main Street, USA. However, the Little Red Wagon line can get rather lengthy, especially right before the nighttime castle show starts. So if you want a shorter line option with the same hand-dipped corn dogs, just swing by Stage Door Cafe over in Frontierland instead. They also will often have a killer funnel cake, like a specialty funnel cake, at Stage Door too. Now, the Red Rose Tavern quick service in Fantasyland can get pretty hoppin' during the day, since it not only serves up a variety of theme park staples, like burgers and chicken tenders, but also has a dining room themed around Beauty and the Beast. However, there's another Beauty and the Beast themed location inside Fantasyland that also offers affordable bites on the go that you might enjoy even more, and that's Maurice's Treats. This is a very basic looking snack kiosk that you might walk right on past without realizing. But if you do manage to stop here, this is where you can pick up some really tasty garlic cheesy pretzel bread, which is also available at Edelweiss Snacks over in Fantasyland too. But let's not forget Troubadour Tavern in Fantasyland, which is your hub for all things baked potato. And you know how I feel about baked potatoes. If you're a New Time fan, then A, hello, glad you're here, and B, I really love baked potatoes. And they have taken them away from Disney World, and I can't get them anymore in Magic Kingdom, and it makes me really sad. But Troubadour Tavern has them in Disneyland. Now, this spot might be tricky to find at first. Located near the Fantasyland Theater and across from the Fantasyland train station. It's just a little kiosk with hearty potato snack options like the round-up barbecue potato with brisket burnt ends tossed in Coca-Cola barbecue sauce, then topped off with a creamy slaw, pickle spear, and onion-flavored snacks. The Una Papa Loca with chicken al pastor, cheese, avocado salsa, sour cream, onion, cilantro, and spiced corn chip crumble. And the more classic Troubadour baked potato with butter, sour cream, cheese, bacon bits, and green onions. Now, you'll often see a specialty potato here for specialty seasons like the holidays or whatever. So definitely check out what they've got on their seasonal menu. Is that everything I want to talk about in this do not forget point? Let's see. I think Nope. Thought of another one. Hearthstone Lounge in Disney's Grand Californian Hotel. See, you guys even help me remember these places that get so easily overlooked, even though they shouldn't. This fireside lounge is themed to look like an expansive lodge with its soaring ceilings and earthy decor. There's also a rustic yet modern style bar made with wood accents and elaborate decorative carvings. I could camp out here all day and all night long if allowed. I have actually done so before. This place is stunning. Not to mention it has plenty of booths and tables and bar seats for guests, so you don't have to worry about finding a place to settle down in here. And when you're visiting Disneyland, ample amounts of seating and table space definitely becomes a big selling point. Now, what's going to help you ball on a budget? Good Disneyland food with lower prices? I don't think we're asking for too much here, and I think you'll agree with me. You'll be happy to know we've gathered up a list of delicious Disneyland eats that aren't going to force you to break the bank, or your budget for that matter. Over in Disneyland, let's pick up a stick full of asparagus. Sorry, am I not selling you on this one just yet? Let me try again. Bengal Barbecue is an Adventureland counter service that has a variety of skewers on the menu. You can order the Chieftain Chicken Skewer with Polynesian sauce, the Hot and Spicy Banyan Beef Skewer, that's my favorite, the Pork Belly Skewer, my other favorite, or you can get my third favorite, the Safari Skewer, which is asparagus wrapped in bacon. Now I've got your attention.
Wait. Before we move out of Adventureland, I'm ready to award my first personal choice ribbon of the video to Tropical Hideaway. Cue the fanfare, please. Tropical Hideaway is a cute little outdoor snack stop that's known for its savory bao buns and unique seasonal Dole Whip concoctions. But I know it best as being the spot where you can sit next to Rosita the enchanted tiki room bird and hear her tell punny jokes. I feel like we understand each other, me and that bird. Whenever I'm here, I'll pick up a lime chicken bao filled with butternut squash and fresh herbs, and a chile mango whip swirl if it's available during my visit.
Okay, if we're allowed to move on from Adventureland now, yes, everyone good? Okay, because we're not just moving out of Adventureland, we're moving out of Disneyland and over to Disney California Adventure. Back in August 2023, DCA's Pacific Wharf area was rethemed as the Big Hero 6 San Francisco Square. And initially that made us kind of nervous because we really liked a lot of the snacks and entrees featured around the Pacific Wharf eateries. But fortunately, the menus for these spots mostly stayed the same even after the retheme, with a few new items added to the menus too. And that means we didn't have to lose our delightful clam chowder in a bread bowl or creamy mac and cheese in a bread bowl, even after Pacific Wharf Cafe transformed into Aunt Cass's Cafe. The Lucky Fortune Cookery also kept its beef birria ramen around, thank goodness, otherwise I would have cried, which is made with house-made birria, a soft-boiled egg, Monterey Jack cheese, cilantro, roasted corn, onions, and radish. I know I say I don't like cilantro, but it's really not that powerful in this dish. I know, I can still taste it, but it's still really good. So over in Avengers Campus, Pym Test Kitchen is themed around Ant-Man and the Fickle Pym technology, which uses the latest innovations to grow and shrink food throughout this quick service location. And here you can order things like the not-so-little chicken sandwich, the humongous taco salad, bite-sized grilled cheese, and something that's just returned to this location recently that I am so excited about, the celestial-sized Choco Smash candy bar. Ah, Choco Smash, where have you been? I have missed you. The Choco Smash bar is made with dark chocolate, peanuts, caramel, nougat, and chocolate brownie, and I'm telling you there is peanut butter in there. It doesn't say there's peanut butter in there, but I feel that there's peanut butter in there. It's kind of like a Snickers and a Three Musketeers and a Reese's all rolled into one, which yes, is the highest AJ Wolf compliment I can give it. Now, Cars Land might not always be my all-time favorite place to grab a cheap bite to go, but it might still be yours because of all the different food varieties. Take Cozy Cone Motel, for example. Cozy Cone is made up of 5 different oversized orange traffic cones, each of which serves up a different sweet or savory snack, kind of like a food court. If I'm gonna pick a cone to grab a bite at, you'll more than likely catch me over at cone number 3, where the mac and cheese bread cones are served. Though I would never turn down a classic Disneyland chimichanga either, which you can find at cone 4. Now, a little bit of history on these bread cones. Originally, back in the day, 100 years ago, these were called handwiches. And they have evolved since then, but they're still handwiches in my heart. So if you are a handwich fan for the 5 minutes that Disney offered handwiches, please let me know in the comments. And since we're already in Cars Land, let's also talk about the Flo's V8 Quick Service, which is a retro-looking dining establishment that's inspired by all the mom and pop diners you're going to find along Route 66. There's no shortage of comfort food here, so make sure you're ready for some hearty helpings of burgers and shakes. Okay, here's what we refuse to gatekeep. Call this the superlatives section of today's video, but instead of rewarding titles like class clown and most likely to succeed, we've got our own superlatives picked out for this lineup of Disney restaurants. Ones that won't hit you with high school flashbacks, hopefully. The best fast food Mexican goes to Rancho del Zocalo in Disneyland Park. Now let me take you on a little trip back in time, because Rancho del Zocalo over in Frontierland not only has good and hearty Mexican eats, but also the best backstory. Before Rancho del Zocalo was Rancho del Zocalo, it was Casa de Fritos, and Frito-Lay was the sponsor of it from 1955 until 1982. Now in the early 1960s, Casa de Fritos started using their leftover tortillas to make tortilla chips instead of tossing them in the trash and wasting them. And that was a huge hit with guests. Fast forward to a few years later, Frito-Lay partnered with another company called Alex Foods to start producing their tortilla chips at a larger quantity. And soon those chips hit store shelves and were called Doritos. Plot twist. While Disney didn't exactly create the Dorito chip we know and love today, Doritos were born inside the now Rancho del Zocalo. Pretty cool, huh? And let's not even forget to talk about Frito Kid. Who knows about the Frito Kid? Please let me know. Raise your hand. Fresh and flavorful food, generous portions, a beautiful setting with outdoor seating, and the original home of Doritos and Frito Kid. Rancho del Zocalo, you know how to treat us right. Okay, how about the best place to grab a cocktail? Well, lots of options for this one in and around Disneyland, Downtown Disney, DCA. But we're going to go with the Lamplight Lounge in Disney California Adventure for this one. One of the best parts about Lamplight and Pixar Pier is just being there. It is chill. There's Pixar animation sketches everywhere. You can pick up some lounge bites like the lobster nachos and potato skins. You can sip on fruity cocktails, and depending on where you're seated, you can also get a pretty good view out across Paradise Bay. And best of all, you can order secret off-the-menu drinks here, like the Fun Wheel, which is a fun twist on your everyday Long Island, the Neverland Tea, a pretty green drink with vodka, gin, and rum, peach, schnapps, pineapple juice, and Midori, so kind of a spin on a Long Island. The Zombie, a way uglier drink that's big on the rum and tropical flavors and other alcohol, so it's kind of like a Long Island. The Melrose Place, another Long Island variation with more strawberry puree. And the Sea Witch, which is a pretty tart sip that's heavy on both the raspberry and blue curacao and tastes a lot like a Jolly Rancher. Now, how about the best date night restaurant? Napa Rose in the Grand Californian. This is an award-winning restaurant that focuses on wine country cuisine, so think sautéed scallops and herb potato gnocchi and pork chop and fancy cheeses and other good starters and entrees that pair well with the restaurant's many wine options. To make things even fancier, every week the restaurant features a different chef's 4-course prix-fixe tasting menu. There's also a limited number of seats around the exhibition kitchen view counter for each meal if you want a more intimate dining experience where you can watch the chefs in action as well as ask them a question or two. Napa Rose also holds the Disney Breakfast Princess Adventures meal on select mornings between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Thursdays through Mondays. It is very expensive and I would not recommend it for a date. But the character interactions are much more intimate and your kiddos will get a special keepsake at the end of your meal. That said, you're looking at a price tag of $142 per person to dine here. Now, best meal in New Orleans Square. Get ready for a battle of the restaurants. Bria and I have clashing feelings about this one, and they clash so strongly that we're both giving ribbons to our respective New Orleans Square restaurant of choice. So we're going to lay out our arguments for you, and y'all can make the deciding vote for which New Orleans Square restaurant is actually the best.
All right, AJ, I'm cool with kicking things off. My favorite New Orleans Square restaurant inside Disneyland that's getting my personal choice ribbon today is Blue Bayou. Blue Bayou is this gorgeously themed, dimly lit restaurant with twinkle lights strung throughout the trees, and my favorite part of all, seating right next to the Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride, so you can watch all the riders go by during your meal. If you've ever been to Epcot before, this is a lot like the Sun Hel Inn restaurant situated next to the Grand Fiesta tour boat ride. I just love the vibes going on here. When you've been out in the hot park all day with back-to-back action, this feels like such a peaceful escape away from it all. And getting a Monte Cristo for lunch only, or pasta dish, or a gumbo appetizer is pretty great too. Now there are two things I will say against my restaurant that I know AJ's gonna bring up, and that's A, it can be hard to get reservations for this one, and B, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. So if this is a restaurant you want to prioritize, you're going to want to mark your calendars and start making advanced dining reservations 60 days before your visit, either through the Disneyland website or through the Disneyland app starting at 6 a.m. Pacific. You're also going to want to budget back for this one. But what does help alleviate some of that price tag sting is the fact that there's no prefix pricing you're going to have to worry about here. So if you don't want to order apps or desserts to make your bill higher, you don't have to.
Okay, my turn. If you could see me right now, I'm cracking my knuckles because I know my choice actually deserves to take the top spot here. I am awarding my priority pick ribbon over to Cafe Orleans, of course. Sure, it doesn't have the mood lighting or the fun view of Pirates of the Caribbean all meal long, but it's a cozy table service that has vintage style decor and a lot of Disney history too, just like Carnation Cafe. You picking up a theme with my ribbon-worthy Disneyland picks? Hopefully you're picking up a theme here. Fun fact for you, Walt Disney himself loved spending time here back when Cafe Orleans was called the Creole Cafe and would enjoy several cups of coffee brewed in the cafe's espresso machine, which is still featured in the restaurant today. Now, you can get similar Cajun and Creole specialties like you can order in Blue Bayou, but here's what makes Cafe Orleans better. For starters, it's cheaper. I mean, just take a look at the Blue Bayou and Cafe Orleans menus. Both restaurants have pretty much the same Monte Cristo up for grabs, the one Bria was just bragging about. But you've always been able to get the version at Cafe Orleans for a lot less. It's $25 when you're going to pay $33 for it at Blue Bayou. And the version at Cafe Orleans comes with a side of those amazing pommes frites with the remoulade, while the Blue Bayou one comes with a side of chips. And the pommes frites are perfect. Not to mention, you can get the Monte Cristo at Cafe Orleans for lunch or dinner, but it's only available at Blue Bayou for lunch. And as far as reservations go, Cafe Orleans is a lot easier to snag them. Oftentimes, you can even get Cafe Orleans reservations the day of your visit. So Bria, I'm gonna toss Blue Bayou some points for the dining room aesthetic alone, but when it comes to cheaper Creole eats and much easier dining reservations to secure, plus outdoor seating where you can watch the people go by and see the boats on the rivers of America, I am Team Cafe Orleans through and through, and I always have been. But I think both of us can agree on at least one thing here. When it comes to dining in Disneyland Park, New Orleans Square is one of our top picks, as is that Monte Cristo. Now, what are the best places for eating and meeting? So Disneyland may not have as many character dining experiences as Disney World has, but that doesn't mean they don't exist in Disneyland. In fact, one of these character dining restaurants that I'm getting ready to highlight is going to receive my third and final personal choice ribbon today. But first, let's talk about a really popular character dining meal that happens over at the Disneyland Hotel. Goofy's Kitchen. Goofy's Kitchen is like the parallel universe of Chef Mickey's over in Disney's Contemporary Resort in Disney World. Here, you're usually going to find Chef Goofy, Chef Pluto, and Chef Minnie, who you can also see over at Chef Mickey's too. But what you can't see at Chef Mickey's are Chefs Chip and Dale. You're only going to find them at Goofy's Kitchen, working their little chipmunk tails off. The food on the buffet is very kid-friendly, with options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that could include Mickey Mouse pancakes, Goofy's famous peanut butter pizza, Goofy Roni and cheese, and a loaded dessert station with soft-serve yogurt and ice cream, lots of toppings, a variety of cakes and baked goods, and so many colorful cupcakes as well. And that's not all. Toward the end of August each year, a special Halloween character dining experience, complete with seasonal buffet items, takes place at Goofy's Kitchen, and starting in the middle of November and lasting until the beginning of January, the Halloween festivities transform into a winter holiday celebration. So you can see a whole very merry Goofy's Kitchen. Okay, those seasonal character dining experiences are a blast, so how about we hit up another one? Storytellers Cafe is inside the Grand Californian Hotel and celebrates the art of storytelling inside a warm dining room surrounded by larger-than-life murals. This is very craftsman, just like Grand Californian en masse. Wood-carved artisan-style detailing and that wood-burning fireplace. Now, during dinner, this restaurant does not, I repeat, does not have character meet and greets. Instead, it leans more into its sophisticated side with a buffet that offers up California cuisine. But during breakfast and brunch, you're going to find the Disney whimsy of this place through the Mickey's Tales of Adventure breakfast. Though characters here may vary, Mickey may bring along Minnie, Pluto, Chip and Dale, all dressed up for an adventure or for the season. Yep, that's right. In 2024, breakfast and brunch started serving up more of a fall flair as the meals transformed into Mickey's autumn adventures. This happened starting at the beginning of September and lasted throughout the month of October. Then beginning in the middle of November, Mickey and company switched things up and started hosting Mickey's Holiday Pajama Party. So yes, you can meet Mickey Mouse in your bunny slippers, and he's going to be wearing his bunny slippers, or whatever slippers he has. But despite the jammies, the fireplaces, and the Goofy Roni and cheese, I'm still clutching onto my personal choice ribbon. And I'm about to award it to Plaza Inn over at Disneyland. Now, I'm cheating a little bit because it's not really the character dining aspect that I've fallen in love with here, though I do enjoy that part immensely. Rather, it's the fried chicken that keeps me coming back time and time again to Plaza Inn. I'm getting ahead of myself though. Let's talk about the character dining first. Much like Storytellers, character dining is only available at Plaza Inn during breakfast, so you'll get an all-you-care-to-enjoy meal while meeting Minnie and friends during her breakfast in the park extravaganza. Again, characters tend to switch up here, except for Minnie. You're always going to find her standing out by her little garden outside, but you could very well see Chip and Dale, Daisy Duck, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Pluto during your visit. This is one of the few, very few, restaurants where it's significantly more expensive to eat here for breakfast than it is for lunch and dinner. But the reason for that is the characters, and the all-you-care-to-enjoy spread goes away post-breakfast, replaced by a cafeteria-style fast food concept instead. That's when I start to shake my ribbon at this place. Back in Disney World, you'll hear me rave over fried chicken from Homecoming in Disney Springs, or fried chicken from the Grand Floridian Cafe, or my favorite chicken tenders from Backlot Express in Hollywood Studios. But none of them, and I mean none of them, even come close to holding a candle, like they're not even in the candle store, to the fried chicken that you're going to find at Plaza Inn for lunch and dinner. The chicken entree is huge. It comes with 3 giant pieces of fried chicken, seasoned with Disneyland's specialty blend of herbs and spices, then served with mashed potatoes and gravy, a buttermilk biscuit, and seasonal vegetables, all for around $20. This plate is so massive. It's like a Thanksgiving platter size of food. So you could easily split this one and make it even more worth the value. The chicken is so crispy and tender and juicy. It's so good. I don't even know what to tell you. This is one of those meals that I go eat by myself so I can just commune with my food. Now, when someone tells me their chicken recipe is home style, this is what I expect that chicken to taste like. It never does. Sorry, everybody's mom. But aside from the chicken, you can also get a variety of other comfort classics here like pot roast or pasta dishes and salmon. But why would you? Why? Just get the chicken. Oh, and whatever desserts they have too. They're usually pretty good. Although the frosting here on the cakes is not buttercream. It's this weird whipped stuff that I don't know why. But anyway, maybe you like it. And what's the best place for a sweet treat? My motto, go to Disney, eat snacks, be happy. No, for real, we've even got a t-shirt design on the dfbstore.com website that says exactly that. But in order to achieve the happy part, I gotta get to the snack part first. And when you already know where to pick up the best sweet treats across Disneyland and DCA, then happiness becomes just a sugary bite away.
And that means it's time for me to jump in and award my last ribbon of the video to the adorable snowman frosted treats in Pixar Pier. If I could bottle the feeling of ordering an It's Lemon snow-capped soft serve from this little kiosk, I would. This is a must-do for me every time I'm in DCA, and hot take, I like it a whole lot better than pineapple Dole Whip. There, I said it. I have no regrets. The Pixar Pier Frosty Parfait is another popular choice here since it swirls with that lemon soft serve with a blue raspberry and turns it all into a tie-dye greenish tint, while the chili lime mango is a more adventurous choice for those who love the taste of chamoy sprinkled on fresh mango.
Yes, I am with Bria. I love anything lemon flavored anywhere ever, and this is especially good. But stepping away from the icy treats now, let's go get a treat that's never let me down in all my years of ordering it, the churro toffee. Sorry, churro toffee, I already awarded all my ribbons, but you know that I have like a special ribbon in my heart for you. And to be fair, this is best restaurants for Disneyland in 2025. That's what the video is. So I can't technically even give you a ribbon because you're just a snack. But anyway, Trolley Treats Candy Shop and Bing Bong Sweet Stuff sell the churro toffee. This is a generous square of toffee topped with cinnamon sugar and wrapped in white chocolate. Buttery, crunchy, and worth it every time, as long as you love like cinnamony stuff. This isn't super cinnamony, it's more white chocolatey and sugary than it is cinnamony, but I don't even care. Even if you don't like cinnamon stuff, you're gonna love this. The Marceline Confectionery used to also sell the churro toffee over in downtown Disney, but that storefront's currently closed as it undergoes a transformation into the new Disney Wonderful World of Sweets. Disney's redesigning the confectionary's interior to offer an all-new, expanded, and completely reimagined experience. However, you can still grab a small selection of goodies from a cart in front of Marceline's in the meantime. And guess what's part of that small selection? The churro toffee. Thank goodness. They know better than to not sell that. Now, since we're already in the confectionaries, let's talk about those seasonal treats you're going to want to try just because A, they're only available for a limited amount of time, and B, they're super popular and it feels like a mini accomplishment just to get one. Oh, and C, they're delicious. The iconic Disneyland fudgy Easter eggs return each spring season over at the Candy Palace, and with each new year brings a fresh new Easter egg nougat. You never really know what they're gonna make from week to week. Chocolate nut, vanilla nut, chocolate cream, black walnut. My personal favorite is always the peanut butter fudge, which they bring back every year, but you never know when they're gonna make it. Now, each egg is about 8 ounces in size, but the fudge inside makes it feel significantly heavier. This is so rich. It's impossible to eat in one sitting. Now, in 2024, these eggs were available to purchase on mobile order via the Disneyland app, so you didn't have to wait outside in a ginormous line to pick them up. The catch, they were only available to purchase on mobile order, so be aware that this might still be the case if you try to grab a fudgy egg during your 2025 spring visit. Also be aware that these will sell out on mobile order, so get on your app first thing in the morning to secure yours. And if you're going to Disneyland during the holiday season instead, trade out those fudgy eggs for the confectionary's famous handmade, hand-pulled candy canes. These candy canes are typically created in Candy Palace and Trolley Treats on alternating days throughout December, and more than likely you'll need to enter a virtual queue by giving your name and phone number to the confectionery and having them text you back once it's your turn to pick up your festive sweet treat. So, what makes these candy canes so special? The ones sold at Disneyland and DCA are hand-pulled in the shop and measure a whopping 18 inches each. And I can't talk about sweets and treats without giving at least some mention to Jolly Holiday Bakery in Disneyland. Along with breakfast sandwiches and grilled cheese with tomato soup, Jolly Holiday also serves up a variety of pastries and seasonal stuff. But my favorite one to pick up here is, of course, the Matterhorn macaroon. This is served with oodles of coconut and butter piled high to resemble the Matterhorn bobsled mountain. The macaroon is baked until golden, then dipped in white chocolate to create that snow-capped look. Normally, Bria would pitch in here and rave about her raspberry rose macaron, but apparently, according to some of y'all and her friends in California, the recipe's been a little bit different recently. So let us know in the comments if that's true. Otherwise, I'm gonna proudly flaunt my Matterhorn macaroon victory for now. Okay, your turn. Which Disneyland restaurants would you award your personal choice ribbons to? Let us know in the comments and be sure to sign up for the DFB newsletter so you can stay up to date on the latest Disney restaurant announcements. Newsletter link is down in the description. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.